Hey, Steve here, K4SRF. Well, welcome to my new Radio Shack. The room is bigger than the previous Radio Shack. I've got a lot more room to work. I also use this Radio Shack as my quote-unquote man cave, even though the whole house is mine. I'm not married, so the whole house is mine. But this is basically where I watch TV and basically live, and I have my radio equipment right here, as well as my TV and everything else. I still got stuff to put up. I still got to do some stuff on the walls and everything, and put whiteboard up and a few other things. But a little bit of work to do. But I'll finish with it. But it is functional, and I've actually used it a few times. I'll also be taking you out into the backyard to show you the backyard. And as I said, it's smaller. Excuse me. It is smaller than the previous backyard, but I was still able to hoist my DX Commander Classic plus a Roan RH50 is 44-foot high mast. I'd love to have a tower at some point, but I just don't have the space in order to do that, nor the money at this time. But I'd love to have a tower at some point, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put one up in this yard. It's not quite big enough, but we can dream anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you around the shack, and then I'm going to show you the backyard. So stick around. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments below, and if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. And you know the routine. Click the bell and all that good stuff. You know the routine. So let's go ahead and take a look at the backyard. Well, I've pretty much got my Radio Shack set up. In the backyard, my backyard is just about half the size in this house than it was in the last house. So my space is even more limited. However, I'm still able to erect a Roan RH50, which is a roughly 44-foot mast. As you can see here, that's what I've got my UHF VHF on. It goes up there pretty good. It clears the houses and everything. And I've been able to reach out to repeaters 56 miles away, so it seems to be doing pretty good there. Now this is my DX Commander Classic antenna from my HF. The yard looks a little overgrown. That's because I mowed it really down really low, and I've got actually in this whole yard here over 1,000 feet of copper on the ground. The DX Commander goes up about 30 feet. Let's see, and as you can see here, it goes up there pretty good. And I don't think you can see it or not. I'm going to zoom in. Right. Okay, right there. Get the thing focused. Right there is my 80-meter wire that runs off, goes through a tree, loops around, and finally just terminates at the house. Or it doesn't terminate, but the leader line that I'm holding it with terminates at the house. But it does pretty good. I've reached out with the DX Commander. The farthest I've gotten was about 8,700 miles away in a small town in South Africa. Hey, this is Big Guy. Yeah, he comes out and helps me in the backyard once in a while. Yeah, Big Guy was a stray that showed up in my house many years ago, and I ended up feeding him. He's become a fixture now. Yeah. In fact, Big Guy actually brought in a kitten once, so now I've got two cats. One stays inside, and then Big Guy patrols the yard. Okay, this is my workshop, which is right off the Radio Shack. It's still a mess right now. I'm still sorting things out and putting things away, so it's not quite done here. But I've got shelves over here that I can use to store different test equipment. There's rolls of coax, different equipment over here. Like I said, I'm still organizing this room, so it's not anywhere ready to go yet. Even though I've used it, it's not up to what it's supposed to be. got a couple of tables here. I've got a little workbench here, and over here I've got another table that I use for soldering and everything. Yeah, lo and behold, there's the other cat. I told you big cat's outside. This is one I call Little One. Of course, he's not so little now here, but the big cat brought him in as a kitten once. I thought it brought in a rat, but turns out it was Little One, so that's him. This is just a shot of my new Radio Shack. It's still not complete. It's workable, but it's not complete. I've still got to put a whiteboard in here and some other stuff on the wall, move some paintings around. Basically, this is, again, it's still a mess. It still needs a lot of work done. But it's basically ready to go, and I've used it before. Just another view of my desk in my ham shack here. This room also serves as my, even though I own the house and I live by myself, my quote-unquote man cave, some would call it. I've got my big screen TV surround sound system in here. That's where I watch TV and spend most of my time, and also I can monitor the different radios, different frequencies here at the same time. Of course, a lot of times I just turn the radios down. As you can see, that's my chair there, but that thing's a mess. I'm still putting stuff up. Well, that's my new shack and the backyard and everything associated with it. And they gave you an introduction to two of the shack masters there. You know, the big guy and the little one. And got a dog here too that was my mom's, who I've inherited, and he's actually sitting on the floor right now scratching. But that's another story. I hope you've enjoyed it. I plan on finishing this in room as soon as I can, just the minor touch-ups and everything. But like I said, it is functional. I'm able to get on HF, VHF, UHF, no problem with those antennas in the backyard. The dipole, I don't believe, you may have seen the dipole in passing. I didn't really address it. That's used for another radio. Right now that dipole, I believe it was in one of the shots there, it's actually in an old satellite dish mount. I plan on relocating that to another location, but I need to figure out exactly where I'm going to put it. I may put it at the eave of the house, which I'm looking at a 32 foot climb to get to it, and I'm not going to get on the roof. The peak on this roof is different than the previous one. This is like an 80-degree peak pitch. That is not peak pitch, and I don't want to risk doing that, so I'm going to have to use my long extension ladder to get to it. But that's another project for another day. The antenna, which I didn't mention in the outside video, I actually did that yesterday. I took down a 30-foot channel master and put that RH50 44-foot Roan. Borrowing a couple of interruptions, I had some people stop by to talk and everything, but it took less than 5 hours. And I did it myself and guided it myself. I pre-cut the wires and everything, or pre-cut the guidelines, that is. So it only took about 5 hours, which really wasn't too bad. I wasn't busting my fanny to do it. I just kind of took my time, and weather was great. But anywho, that's my new Radio Shack. Again, I hope you've enjoyed it. Subscribe, click the bell, you know the routine, like I said. And until next time, catch you on the air. This is K4SRF, Steve, 73.